Welcome back to Sports Fans Only with your boy, Sean Mack. And you know, for the majority of my entire life, I've always wondered this question. Why didn't Rocky throw in a towel on Rocky IV when the Russian, Ivan Drago, was putting them paws, giving this man's Apollo Creed the business? So here I sit in 2025, Sean Mack, a grown man now, making a video about it. So we're going to take a deeper dive into this. So remember, if you like the content, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and to like the video. So let's go. We all can remember that iconic scene. Ivan Drago is giving Apollo Creed the business and whipping him like he stole his wife's lunch money. Rocky is holding a blood-soaked towel, wondering should he toss it into the ring. But the words, which would be the last words uttered by the heavyweight champion, Apollo Creed, still rings loudly in his head. Rocky, don't stop this fight. But before Rocky could even make that decision, Ivan Drago delivered a soul-snatching overhand right, sending Apollo's lifeless body thumping onto the blood-soaked canvas. In the background, you could hear Duke, Rocky's trainer, yelling to Rocky, "Throw in the damn towel!" But it was too late. Apollo Creed was no longer of this life. Taken out by a 6'6", 261-pound Soviet Union fighting machine. So that got me thinking, why didn't Rocky throw in the damn towel, saving his ex-rival turned best friend? So I went and did a little research, wondering why didn't he throw in the towel, Rocky that is, and it led me down a rabbit hole. Nothing from the cast or nothing from Rocky himself, who co-wrote and wrote the movie. But it got me into these threads like Reddit and certain other places. Most came from Reddit, but some did come from other places. And I didn't realize, I guess I should have, how many people were actually so mentally and emotionally invested into that movie. Most people were around my age, and then some people were extremely young. And I'm like, wow, maybe the Creed movies got them wanting to find out the history of Apollo Creed. So what I did was this. I said, I'm gonna actually read some of these comments and see, can we get down to the bottom of why didn't Rocky throw in the towel. Remember, I'm reading these as they wrote them. Apollo just had confided in Rocky that he wanted to die inside the ring. It all played a part in Rocky's reluctance to throw in the towel. True, I quite can't remember. I know he said don't throw in the towel. I'm not sure if he said he was willing to die. Get in the comment section. Did Apollo Creed say he was willing to die inside the ring? Maybe that's why Rocky didn't throw in the towel. Here's another. It wasn't supposed to be a real fight. It was just a showcase to calm the waters overseas for the Cold War. Apollo tells Rocky not to throw in the towel. That would have been very humiliating for a boxer of his status and would have been the end of his career. The fires of war were igniting, and here in the U.S. and Soviet Union having friendly boxing matches, and the U.S. throws in the towel? Literally, do you have any idea of the ramifications and implications that would have had? Soviet Union would have used it against the U.S. on every news outlet, as it means in diminishing their pride and will. That was a deep one. I feel that. He got deep though, right? And here's another. He felt responsible because he waited too long. He's speaking on Rocky, I'm assuming. But he waited because Apollo told him not to stop the fight. Apollo did not want to quit. Ultimately, Apollo had more of a hand in his own death than Rocky did. I kind of could feel what he's saying, but no, not at all. Apollo wakes up out of the beating. If he threw in the towel, it'd be like, Rock, why did you throw in the towel? It'll be like, because Ivan Drago was actually about to finish you and I wanted to save your life. Moving on. This is a funny one. He kept it real on here. The ref had already tried to stop the fight, and Drago pushed him away. Throwing a towel was not going to stop him. He's a big guy. Maybe if Rocky had jumped on Drago's back and choked him like Thunder Lips in 3, Apollo might have been saved. The towel wouldn't have helped at all. That was funny. Moving on, here's another one. In Rocky IV, Duke yells at Rocky to throw in the towel. Why didn't Duke just throw in the towel himself? He was closer and knew Apollo more than Rocky, and was just as much a corner man as Rocky was. I know it's a small thing, but something I just realized. You know, you're kind of right there, but not really, because in boxing, it's only one corner man that can throw in the towel that the ref will acknowledge. But like my guy said, the towel probably wouldn't have mattered, right? Because the ref tried to stop the fight, and Drago was like, get out the way. I'm Ivan Drago. I got a pretty wife. Get out the way. And here's another. Because Apollo specifically asked him not to. This and lazy writing. I thought that was funny. I thought that was bad funny. Oh, and here's one more. Apollo was being beaten to death. Rocky is a strong-willed individual, particularly after Rocky III when his IQ increased significantly. Why would he allow his friend to die? Did Rocky want some sort of pretense to use to fight Drago? Did Rocky want some sort of emotional tool to exist in allowing Drago to seriously hurt, or as it happened, to kill his friend? Damn, that was deep, right? They be thinking about this. These guys think about more than I've ever thought about in my life about this movie. And I consider myself, me and C. Anthony, my brother, a top-notch fan. And here we go, the last one. I'll let you get on out of here. I appreciate you. Thanks for listening if you made it this far. Don't forget to like the channel and subscribe to the channel and like the video. So this is my last one. Apollo begged for him not to, even when he was half dead. The look on Rocky's face as he was struggling with this says it all. He's right. The look on Rocky's face when he could see, he was like, we need to stop this. And Apollo looked at him with half of his face ripped off. And he was like, don't stop this fight, Rock. Don't stop it. You can see they zone back on Rocky, and the look on Rocky's face, my guy's right. He's like, oh my God, I think my friend's about to get beat up in this ring to where he won't be able to live anymore. It was crazy. I love sharing these stories. I didn't realize how many people love this movie like 10 times more than me. I read all of the clean comments from the thread. Nothing too harsh, but I could tell you, they go back and forth like it's real boxing. They going back and forth like one's a New York Knicks fan and one's a Boston Celtics fan. These guys be really going in, and I'm like, wow. I always knew. Now it felt like I found new friends. Seemed like some of these friends are a little crazy in the comment section, but it feels like I found new friends. But I'll tell you this quick story, and I'll let you get on out of here. I appreciate you. When I was young, I can remember my mother and my older brother brought me to watch this movie. Needless to say, on the way home, it was a lot of tears. It was a lot of silence. My mother was like, the reason Rocky did that, well, Sylvester Stallone did that to Carl Weathers is because he didn't want him to steal the show no more. He wanted more money, and Rocky and Sylvester Stallone didn't want to pay the money, so he killed him off. So I remember getting home, excuse me, I remember getting home and we were all upset. My dad like, where y'all come from? We come from the Rocky movie. We tell him what happened, and he looks at me, he looks at my mother. He looks at me, my mother, and my brother, and he says, y'all know that's just a movie, right? And then he goes to the back of his pigeon cage. And I can remember that. I remember him seeing his back, and I was like, he just don't get it. They killed off Apollo, bro. On that note, I've been Sean Mack, and this is Sports Fans Only. Holla.